and welcome to the first episode of Rennie and Doc, the new podcast. We thought there's not enough podcasts. We should add another one to the small pile. And this is my friend Joseph Coatney. I'm Trey Rentz, and we'll be sitting here talking about whatever the hell that comes to mind. And that's the way it's going to be. We were talking earlier about the fact that we've even started this stupid thing because we talked how many years? 5 years about doing something.
Probably longer.
And we didn't. And we thought, what could we do? And we had done a podcast before.
We have.
And we thought, oh, we're lazy, so we don't want to have to.
Success, and
yeah,
we kind of missed being up so high.
We got up. We got into our cocaine era, and our stuff like that, drugs, sex, and rock and roll. And then you died.
I did.
And then we decided to get our act back together, and then you came back to life, and here we are. We're starting from the bottom.
That's right.
Again.
Yeah.
But that's how
fine.
it should be.
Yeah. We earned it before, we'll earn it again.
But
it's fine.
It is interesting because this is very I'll just address it because we were talking before the podcast. I said, how are we going to do this? And I said, I feel stupid and I don't know what to say, but how do you feel, Joe?
I feel stupid. I feel I offer nothing to the world and that my voice does not matter.
Well, you're right. But that doesn't stop us from putting ourselves out there like every other idiot on YouTube.
That's true.
And much like, you and I, musicians, much like music, you put yourself out there and you hope for the best. And
some
you know
do.
what? Well, some. I wish you would. I wish you would do. How close are you actually to doing that? Because I told you the steps. I said just focus on one thing. One of your problems is, or has always been that I've seen, is that you start too many things.
I do.
And
I will say that since we talked, I started a list of songs that I think are worth finishing, and I said I needed to make just a little LP.
That's too much. I told you. Well, how about this?
Just a song?
Take the 5 songs. What?
Probably 5 or 6.
Purpley. So what I would do is I would take a list because I'm a very,
no, I've always
renowned.
You when you make an album, you got a list wrote out and all.
The only way is to kind of, I write it out. I have to if I have an idea, I have to write it out so I can look at it. Mm-hmm. But I told you I would start. You could take those 5, 6 songs, write them down, pick one, which I think is the best. This is me talking, or this is you talking.
Yeah.
I'm acting as you.
Yeah.
Pick this. I think this is the best, and you take that. You don't do anything else. Mm-hmm. You just do that song.
Yeah.
And you do it until it's done. You stop, then you move on to the next one.
That's good advice. It is good advice, and I know the song. It's right up here. It's complete. It's just not recorded.
Completely written. So you're also a person that even if you were to take that one song and do exactly what I said, you could mire yourself in the details of sounds and
easily.
I'll fidget here, and then get lost in the process.
That's true. I already knew this, but I recently watched the Get Back documentary.
I didn't finish it.
Well,
go ahead.
I already knew this about that album. Not that album, but Abbey Road has a medley at the end where it's just constantly changing, which inspired Queen to write Bohemian Rhapsody. And all that medley was, which I thought this genius thing, it just moves and moves and moves. And I thought these musical geniuses just, how'd they write this? It just changes and changes. It keeps going.
Yeah.
And it was just that they had a bunch of unfinished songs and they just stuck them all together. Which is exactly what Queen did with Bohemian Rhapsody.
I didn't know that either. That is not a bad idea. And I don't fault them for that because
I don't either. I actually thought, why don't I do that? I've got all these half-finished songs that I'm bored with, stitch them together. But maybe I
That's
should just write
harder.
a song first.
I think it's harder to do what
Especially
they do.
without a band, because, you know, a lot of Ringo would do a drum fill, and then they would dive into the next song.
Right.
So
Especially if it's just you
yeah.
and you're holding the whole bag of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's your bag.
It's my bag.
I mean, you can't hand it. I mean, I guess you could hand the bag, but I think that's harder because I think I've tried. No, I didn't try. I said I was going to try. I'm a liar. Said I was going to do it. Didn't do it. I had a few ideas.
Yeah.
I think after the last or before the last album, or I might even not even been finished with the album, and I couldn't find places for these ideas. I think I told you this. That I could take those ideas and like take the scraps. Like
No, you did
you're
tell
making
me.
a pie
'Cause
of
I had this-
music and put it
I'm
all
not
together.
a jealous person, but I had this weird feeling of I wanted to do it before you did it.
Well, you still got time because I've never done it, and I probably never will do it.
I
But-
probably won't either.
But the thing about that is, all these songs have different keys,
Yeah.
and now you got to finagle the keys.
Do you, or can you make a little melodic
No,
thing?
be poo poo. Big poo poo is what Penny would say. Big
Big
poo
poo poo. Okay.
Because it sound like a jumbled mess. It would sound like what hardcore bands do. They do dissonant notes. That you
Yeah,
go, oh, why
I
would you
don't
do
like
that? Just to sound bad? You did it. Did a good job.
It's artistic.
But I do like the idea, and apparently it came out. Well, I've never heard the Beatles song, but it did gangbusters for freaking Queen.
Yeah.
Even though, well,
I was surprised when I found out about Bohemian Rhapsody being.
where do you learn this stuff? Do you just
I find
Wikipedia
old
everything?
interviews. I do Wikipedia things. I find old. I try to watch a lot of old interviews of
Right.
bands that I like. I've been watching a lot of Noel Gallagher interviews.
Oh, is that the bad douchebag or is that the other guy?
It's
Or are they
the other
both
guy.
douchebags?
They're both slightly douchey, but Noel does it just to be funny. But there were actually in one of the interviews, he was doing one of those Google Complete search, you know, where they peel the little stickers off. No,
I don't know what that
Okay,
is.
anyway,
Google Complete. What does that mean?
They do an interview, and they give them a card with the most
I've seen
Googled
that.
searches of
It's
them,
got a name.
and they pull it off.
Right.
And one of them was,
I can't believe
is
this.
Noel Gallagher nice or something like that in real life?
Mm.
And he said, well, I never sued anybody when my band broke up, so I think that's nice.
Was he with the brother or is he solo or something?
He's solo now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Never was a big Oasis guy. I mean, everybody likes Wonderwall and that. What's that? Don't take your backs off the anger or something.
Don't Look Back in Anger.
That's a pretty good song.
It is.
Um,
I liked Wonderwall. I wasn't a big Oasis fan, but I'm a huge Noel Gallagher fan. He's got a better voice.
can't say that I could tell you the difference, but I'm not a connoisseur. It just always seemed like very boring. Just very boring.
Well, he's the first to admit that he rips off David Bowie and the Beatles. And so maybe that's why you don't like him.
Well, no, hold on. Well, hold on, Joe. I've never disliked the Beatles. I just did. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it, Joe. We got to get into it. You brought it up. The Beatles. I think anytime somebody brings up the Beatles, I scoff.
Yeah.
I spit a little on the ground just for disrespect's sake. Not because of the music, because a lot of that music is really good. I would say it's not. I don't like hero worship.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody goes, this is the best thing in the world, I don't like that. Even people that I love, I go, that's just a guy.
Well, the Beatles are the first one to tell you.
Well,
they're just guys.
That's true, but I don't like the way people.
No, I agree with you.
Suck up to them. It's just. They go, oh, have you ever done? Yeah, we've heard the Beatles. I want to hold your hands. They're good. Yeah, that's catchy.
I really got into them when I was working at that CD store when I was a teenager, and I bought their greatest hits, and then couldn't believe it. So it's unbelievable. I didn't believe it, and so to prove that it was believable, I purchased all their albums in chronological order.
Oh, you were all or nothing guy.
Yeah. And
you don't wade into the pool.
No, It was
You
all
jump
good
hard.
though. They even did Let It Be Naked, which was
Let
the
It Be
Let It
Naked.
Be album, but they took all the extra instruments off. It's just the band live because they perform live in the studio.
Is that the Take It Back, or what is it called?
Get Back.
Get Back? Is that what that was?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a live
Yeah.
thing of that. Did they take pictures naked? Because I know John Lennon did.
John Lennon did.
Yeah, see,
I've seen John Lennon's penis.
how did it stack up?
It's average.
Well, that's still let down. But maybe he overcompensated, and that's what caused all those. Well, I don't like them, but you like them. Those songs that he did,
Yeah.
especially that Christmas song. I hate it.
Which
Was
one? The
it,
Paul McCartney?
No, that one's really bad. The
War's
Simply
Over?
Heaven. Yeah, that's
Oh, that's a good song.
overrated.
It's a good song.
Overrated. But you've always been a Lennon fan, and I
Yeah.
was always, well, if I could pick between the two, I would always pick McCartney because who did the Fool on the Hill song?
Paul.
Like that song. Who did he did the Get Back song.
Yep.
He wrote it in that stupid documentary. To the documentary though. It's a good documentary. It's not that it's bad, it's just so long.
It is.
And it brings back flashbacks of like
No,
having
it
to
did
deal
me
with
too.
band stuff and all the work. When you have to take all the flash out of the stuff, it's just
It takes you like 2 weeks to get everybody together, and then nobody wants to practice. They go, let's go inside and watch TV, or whatever it was.
Or how about somebody didn't rehearse the songs on their own and thought, I'll
oh,
just do it here.
Wait. Sometimes they do.
Sometimes
Sometimes
that can happen.
I had a really crappy computer that couldn't even record in stereo. I didn't have a click track or anything, and I would rip a CD of every song I had, and I think I had decent timing. And then I would give it to my drummer, and then 2 weeks later we would get together. I'm not going to name names in case anybody watches this. I doubt they will. But and
Joe, we're going to be the talk of the town.
they would listen to it at band rehearsal.
Well, they had a lot to do.
I'm
They had to do
that's
this.
True.
They had to
I was
do
a
that.
hermit. I probably didn't give
No,
them credit.
you did what you're supposed. If you're in the band, you do the thing. You do the homework. I think it draws lazy people, though.
Yes.
And I think that
Especially
happens in a
drummers
lot.
and bassists and just singers, not the songwriter. The
Now hold
singer.
on.
No,
I gotta. Well,
you're
that's
a
true.
singer,
No, that's true.
songwriter. See,
That's true.
The people. How about this? I'll rephrase that.
'Cause they don't
the
have
people
anything.
that aren't the songwriter,
Mm.
they're not really that invested. You bust your butt writing, and you think I'm gonna get together with the group,
Yeah.
and we're gonna jam. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna build this into a song, and
Well, it could have been,
it could have been.
and we're generalizing, but I think I understand what you're saying, but the songwriter is always going to have more invested into the song than everybody else. Of course, if everybody used their brain a little bit, and they go, "Oh, I could make this," even though I didn't write this song, I can help make it as good as it can
Well,
be.
yeah, because even just the drummer or the bass player can change the dynamic of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Anyway,
But enough about music. How about those Colts? Is that
Colts. Is that a sport band?
well, a Colt is a horse, right?
Like a 45?
It can be.
Colts. A Colt? Is that a horse?
Is it not? I know it's a drink.
It might be
It's
a horse.
It's like a malt liquor. Colt 45. Colt is a gun,
Mm-hmm.
and then I believe. Now I'm not. What is it? Equinox? What is it? Equine? Is that a horse thing,
you're
right?
Getting into
Well, I should have been a cowboy,
college
Joe.
vocabulary.
I should have learned to rope and
You
ride.
should have.
But yeah. But anyways, Colts. I had to bring up Colts. I could have sworn that was a sports team.
It probably is. What do I know about sports?
Oh, so what else? Like, you got the music. You do way more than me on, well, everything. You just don't finish it.
Yeah.
But what, like, have you done any sculpting? Have you done any drawing?
I've started some sculpting and didn't finish it.
So what keeps you from that?
Boredom.
But you're doing it. You're doing
It's
the
a
thing.
good thing that I'm not God, because I would go, the earth And then I go, it was without form, put some land on it.
Right.
And then I go, hi.
Maybe that's what he did. He's like, I spun it. I'm hands off now. I don't know. It's funny because I think I would be overwhelmed if I had...
I get distracted. I'll be working on this project, and then I'll go, oh, I need this thing. And
That
then I'll
is
go
the-
to get that, and then I'll find something else, and then I'll start working on that thing.
That is one of the biggest differences between you and I. We've known each other for a very long time.
It's true.
I get anxiety. I have one thing that I do. So if I write music, I don't really do it anymore, but if I do, I have a song. Let's say I have a song.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't finish that song, it's all I think about.
Yeah.
I like hyper focus on it, and I think even when I'm not hyper focused on it, it's that thing on the. It's like a monkey on your back. Do they say
Yeah.
that still? But I can't think. I can't fully get out of that anxiety till it's done. I think that's what drives me to complete things.
That's good.
So if I had,
I think not only do I get distracted, but I also... I'm not a perfectionist, but I don't... I want it to be as good... I don't want to release anything unless it's good.
well,
And
that's
so
subjective,
the fear,
isn't it?
I think, also keeps me from releasing.
Fear is a thing. We were kind of fearful for this.
That's true.
And here we are, top of the world. But I can only imagine if I was, if I had 2 hobbies, or 3 or 4 like you,
Yeah.
I could never be happy. I would just always, I'd be in the office all the time. Just
I almost
I gotta finish it.
I almost started a stone sculpture yesterday.
Stone.
Yeah.
How?
What do you mean? Who's that?
How do you have a chisel?
Let me mute this phone here. This is very professional of me.
We'll be back after these messages. A stone sculpture with
Well,
like a
listen.
chisel and with your like Fred Flintstone.
When I was a kid, hello. I grew up poor.
We're very professional
Yeah,
here. At,
yeah, I
At,
take it
Ray and
seriously.
Doc.
I grew up poor, so when I was a child, a small child, I was watching a documentary about paleontologists digging dinosaur bones out of the stone, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought, I'll pretend I'm a paleontologist. There's a lot of stones at my parents' house. And I took a nail and a hammer, and I would carve dinosaur bones into the stones and pretend like I was uncovering them.
You're a very boring child.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
We made our own fun.
And
After we
so
played Kick the Can, I would be a dinosaur fossil boy.
I occasionally will go back to that and do a stone carving. And
I've never known this. What do you mean?
And
Occasionally I'll go back in the backyard and I'll
I
find
will.
quartz. What?
I have on my fireplace. I have a giant stone sculpture.
Where do you get the rocks?
You just find them. Take it home. Then you take a brick and you grind it till it gets a nice flat surface. Then you go at it, and then you fine detail it with a razor blade with tape wrapped around it. So you
I'm
don't cut-
dumbfounded that you do this. I've never seen this. I've been to your house.
Oh, I need to bring one over and show you.
Wow.
I don't use the proper tools.
You're never bored.
No.
You're never
Only-
bored.
When my wife wants me to sit and watch TV all day, like I did today.
No, you love that. It's one of your
I
favorite
love time with
things.
my wife,
Well,
but sitting and watching TV all day makes me get
I
really,
can just
really
imagine you
bored.
going, "Hey,
Oh, I was crouched on the ground doing this.
You have any coffee? No coffee today. She knows this.
Yeah.
She knows that
And she
you can't
thanks
stop.
me and appreciates that I trudged through that.
It's like a third job. Oh boy, I can't. Yeah, you must always be antsy.
Yeah. Because the whole time I was sitting in there this morning after like 2 episodes of a TV show, I was like, I could go into the music room. I need to get the music room cleaned up so I can start working on
So
stuff.
how is it that you can sit through a documentary then? Does it just engage you? Why can't you watch a documentary with your wife?
She hates them.
Ah!
I like learning things. Information being pumped into my brain.
You don't like RuPaul's Drag Race, or the Orange County women that throw stuff?
I don't know
I
what
think that's
that
a
is.
show. She doesn't like documentaries. It's interesting.
She says
I
they're
thought
boring.
everybody liked documentaries.
She thinks
Well, they
they're boring.
can be.
She couldn't even. I think she got through half of the first episode of the Get Back documentary.
That's exceptionally long and
It
drawn
is.
out.
It gets
That's,
better as it goes on. It's fine, but see, I'm a huge fan, so I'm like, I felt like I was there,
Yeah.
getting to be a fly on the wall.
She needs to have a good solid 90-minuter
Yeah.
on fashion. They have to have a fashion documentary.
She
And then
she
you'll have to
has
watch
watched
that.
some stuff like that, and she likes true crime stuff. But when I start watching like history stuff,
Well, that may be a men and women thing. It would be interesting because there's a meme going around that like men love like talking about World War II or like the Roman Empire and
That's true.
all the antiquity and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and women seem to be in the here and now. I don't know if that's
true,
across.
because I feel like the last documentary my wife watched was about women in like their 60s or something like that. That I forget what they called them. There's a name for
Old
them.
women.
Old women.
Blue hairs.
No, but it was about old women that were into fashion still.
Fashionista old women.
That's probably what it was called.
Fashion.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I don't
Turn
care.
to the left, you turn to the right.
That's true. Turn it around. I care so little about fashion. I care less about fashion than you. You know why I know this? I can't remember the last piece of clothing I bought. Well, maybe some pants.
Yeah.
But shirts, they're just given to me. And I'm like, all right.
Okay. I've taken to just wearing plain T-shirts.
Plain white tees.
No, like this.
Yeah. I don't know what color that is.
It's like a bluish gray. I occasionally will wear old band shirts that I have, but I don't buy them anymore.
Yeah, you kind of used to be. Well, I was the same way.
You wear band shirts,
like
yeah.
kids.
You gotta tell people what you're listening to.
Yeah, because
how else will they know?
That's true. I gotta let you know what I love, and I
It's
want
silly.
you to love it.
It really is silly, and
Yeah.
I got to a point where I'm like, I'm nearly 40. Like, why am I wearing these band shirts?
I feel like I wore one recently.
I did too. I think I wore a Blink-182 shirt that I bought in 2001 to a family event recently.
Well, I will say this about the graphic shirts. I have a few, but like I said, they were given to me, and I don't even know what they're from. They're probably like drilling equipment, for all I know. Pete's Drilling. Come see us. I mean, who knows? I mean, it could be anything. I have a shirt that says Toro. I don't even know what that means. Like bull?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Just bull? This shirt is bull.
I'm trying to think the last time I bought I think the last band T-shirt I bought was an Oingo Boingo T-shirt on eBay, probably 5
The kids
years
at
ago.
home won't know what that is, but I
Every
do.
time I wear it, young people do ask me. They go, "What's Oingo Boingo?" And I go, "It's a cool '80s band. You should check it out."
I'll say the only songs I know is Weird Science, but The Little Girls, which is problematic. Problematic? It's probably matic.
Yeah,
I mean, it sounds weird when you say
it's off-putting.
Yeah, I don't like the subject matter, and it's not even that catchy. But anyways,
It's not.
Boingo Boingo. Danny Elfman, for those who don't know,
Yeah,
fronted that.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, famous composer, which is the weirdest leap. How do you? I mean, Oingo Boingo's music.
Mm-hmm.
I would call it chaotic pop.
Yeah,
Would you say
that's
that?
fair.
But to go to that and then the composing route. I mean, it's wildly different. But I guess
It is.
there's a little bit of
Yeah,
own
the dun, 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 dun.
yeah, like arpeggio kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, that happened because you might know, but Tim Burton was a fan of Oingo Boingo, and when he got Pee-wee's Big Adventure, he said, "Hey, I want you to write the music," and he said, "I don't know how to write film
could
scores."
imagine. That's like two dumb people going, "Let's make a podcast. How do we do that?"
Who would do it?
Nobody.
No, but it would be no different than if like I somehow became a film director and I said, "Trey, I want you to write the." That's what to me. It would be really.
Let me counter this. Be the devil's advocate. Even though I don't know if I believe this or not. But you were going to write a score. You've never done that before, and you were. Maybe it's because of Danny Elfman, but you were going to throw yourself in that pool, and you probably did a little bit of it.
I
too.
wrote over an hour of music for a movie that does not exist.
That's a lot of. That's a lot of work. I think that's harder than writing a regular.
No, you
pop
can do
song.
whatever you want. There's no.
That's what all things are.
That's true.
I could do what I want now. No, it's not even artistic.
That's true.
I could pick this up and drink it.
You could. Music's weird. I don't know.
I guess this is the music episode, but that's cool.
Well, it's
Well,
just
we both do it, and we, you know,
and we like it. I
wonder if people would wonder why we just haven't written music. I think it's because I'm too lazy.
You have written music,
Well,
and recorded music.
Yeah, I know, but maybe I'm done with it. That was my kid phase.
Maybe. I
still dabble in one song, and it's been bugging me for 3 years. But one day, maybe I'll
It's a good
finish it.
song. You should finish it.
But when it comes to that, I have a lot of patience, I think, but not all the time.
Yeah.
And I get really angry. I think I get angry at myself because I can't figure out something.
Yeah.
And especially with music, you know, you have this blank slate of nothingness. And I assume it's the same with drawing or carving rocks or whatever your thing is. And you just have this thing. Most people would look at a rock and go, "That's a rock," but you look and you say, "That's a table," or "That's a dinosaur."
Yeah.
Or so that when you sit down and you try to write, you go, "I'm going to write something." And you sit down, and you think, and you try. You sit there for 30 minutes, and you go, "I have nothing." And then you get mad. You go, "Why? Why can I not think of a thing?"
Yeah.
And then just do it. But that's the process that I hate.
I think you and I write differently.
I'm very self-hating.
So
That's
am
the
I.
problem.
If I'm trying to start a song with nothing, it almost never works. I have to just be noodling around on the guitar.
That's kind
or
of
the
nothing.
piano.
Yeah.
And then you go, "Hey, that sounds like something."
Right.
And then if it stays with me and I still remember it the next day, then I go, "That might be something to work on," and then I'll start mulling it over.
Yeah, I guess
Which
so.
is funny too, because a lot of my favorite bands, they're not perfect. I like the White Stripes, and I know you're not a fan, but
nobody's perfect.
there's like actual mistakes in the guitars, and
That's just lazy to me. But you like that.
and the singing. There's mistakes, and to me, it's fine, and I love the rawness of it. I love it. It's fine.
Isn't there a thin line, especially for the listening audience, of this is really rough, and some people go, "I love that it's so rough," and the other people go, "What is this, recorded in a garage?"
Yeah.
And that's where I fall on the
fair.
dichotomy there.
And I like both, because
But then you go, Britney Spears is overproduced, and the people don't like that. Well, I won't say the people don't like that, because they do like that.
I once worked with he was a kid, though. I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s, and he was like 21-ish. And he was, I don't remember how we got off on the topic, but he's asked me if I like Taylor Swift, and I said, "I don't like Taylor Swift." And he said, "Everybody likes Taylor Swift. You're lying." And I said,
"You're lying."
I said, "I honestly have never heard one of those songs.
You can't handle the truth."
I have Apple Music, whatever it's called, Apple Music. You pay monthly. You can download anything.
How can you not get that? Apple Music.
But I can download anything. I have no limit. I've never wanted to
pay for
download
it.
Yeah, it's a monthly subscription.
Yeah, no thanks.
I've never said, "Oh, I need that Taylor Swift song," because I can get it for no extra cost.
But you don't like Trouble?
No.
I like that song. I'm not afraid to admit that I do like a couple.
There's a pop group called Marina and the Diamonds. It's a British pop group, and I quite like her stuff. It's pop.
Well, it's not that it's not about liking pop. We all like pop.
But she's got
That's why
some
it's called
kind of
pop.
like dark humor in her lyrics, which I enjoy.
Well, Trouble. That's dark. It's trouble. It's not good.
Trouble isn't good. That's true.
Well, I think on that note, that's a good place to stop. We spent the whole episode talking about music. Maybe people think that's interesting. To me, I think, well, it's just the process. The process that I find annoying.
Yeah. My coworker is in his 60s. He can play guitar. He said he's never written a song, and to him, it's just magic when he's watches documentaries about bands that he likes, talking about writing songs. He's like,
It is
a guy
kind of
comes
magic.
in with this, and then this guy comes in.
It
and
is
this,
kind of magic.
It is
in a way.
Yeah.
Like when you come up with a thing,
Yeah.
and you go, where'd that come from?
Uh-huh.
They call that the muse or whatever you want to call it. It's up in the ether and it just pops in your head. I don't know what that is. I have some thoughts, but I mean, who knows where those ideas come? The scientific brain would go, "Oh, that comes from your brain. You're what is it? Right brain, left brain, right brain? Whichever side of the brain is creative, they think,
They say
oh,
the
that's
right-
where it comes from because you're creative and it comes straight." Other people go, "Oh, it comes from
Yeah.
something."
It
the
is
realm.
weird when you're writing and you get into that flow state, because I don't know about you, but when I get into that state, it's like, no, it's not that, it's something else, and then you find it, like, and it's almost like it's pre-written, and you've got to figure out what the stuff is that goes into
I
it.
am totally agreeant. Totally agreeant. No, that's true. I have had that thought many times.
Because
where
you can find stuff that works, but you go, that's not it.
That's not what's already there. You're
Yeah.
just It's like a little
Yes.
puzzle that's
Yeah.
already created.
Yeah.
That you're assembling that
Yeah.
you didn't.
But you don't have the box to see what the artwork is.
Is that a form of imposter syndrome where I couldn't have done that? I'm just somebody else did
No,
that.
I wouldn't
and
say
I'm
that because
trying
I've
to put
never
that together.
been proud enough to say that something was beyond my skill
Well,
in
I don't
any
know.
art form.
Well, like I said, that's a good first episode,
Yeah.
and if you're watching this still, God love you, and if you liked what you saw, like, subscribe,
100%.
we will.
We want to get this back as popular as our old
Yeah, we need
podcast
something
was.
to do with our lives. We're old men and lazy old men. So tell your friends. All right. See you next time.